So what is the use of realloc function? So if you already allocated memory using malloc and calloc, okay, suppose if you want to increase or decrease the size of a memory which is already allocated by these functions, then you can use the realloc function. Okay, so what do you mean by realloc? So name itself, it is saying that reallocation of memory. Okay, so this is the syntax for reallocating the memory. So one is the pointer value that you want. This function will return the starting address of the memory, so that will be stored in this variable, okay, ptr2 in this example. And here you need to specify the type of data that you want to store in this particular memory location. So whatever the type that you have stored in ptr, the type should be same, otherwise it will throw an error. Okay, so that is the type, and followed by a realloc function. So this is the keyword for using a realloc function. And this is the ptr1 is the previous pointer, so which you already allocated a memory and you want to increase the memory. So you need to specify this ptr1, okay, comma size 2. So you need to specify the size 2. You can either write incremented value or decremented value. Okay, so here is an example. You can see that first we have declared integer start ptr1. So here I'm going to allocate 20 memory locations. Okay, and ptr contains the starting address of the 20 memory allocations. So suppose if you want to increase the size from 20 to 30, so you can use the reallocation function. So you need to specify the type, followed by reallocation function name, followed by ptr1. So whatever the pointer that you want to increase, so specify that value, and size, the updated size you can mention here. So if you are specifying the updated size, which is an incremented value, then what happens? So whatever the previous values which is there in the previous allocated memory, so it will copy to this particular new memory, and remaining memory will be left untouched. Okay, those will not be initialized. So only the values which are there in the previous values, so that will be copied. So this value will not be destroyed. So the values will be taken care and they will be put into the new memory location, and it will allocate the extent means the other memory locations. Okay, so once you allocate this using a reallocation function, so you need to free the memory. Okay, so how to use this free? As I told you, if you are not mentioning you are not releasing the memory that you are allocated using dynamic memory functions, then that particular memory will not be allocated for any other programs, so that memory will be unused. So it is compulsory to release that particular memory using a free function. So in the free, you need to specify the pointer that you are used to create the dynamic memory location. Okay, so this is how the dynamic memory allocation works. So I will show with respect to realloc. I will show demo. So how the realloc works. Yeah. So here, what I'm taking an integer type pointer variable. Okay. Initially, I'm making initializing to null, and elements I have taken it as 2, and I have declared another integer I. So first, I'm going to allocate a memory using calloc. Okay. So the calloc. So as I told, this is the another way of declaring the calloc function using the calloc function. You can also mention the type here. So int star. Okay. So int star calloc elements. So what is the elements value here? 2. Okay. So I'm going to have 2 blocks of integer memory location. So this is the size of each memory location. Okay. So I will, how many elements I can have in this particular memory location? 2, right? So this I'm initializing the value. Okay, array of dynamic. This is a variable name, and I'm putting the ith index value there. Okay, this is initialization, and I'm going to print those value. So what is the content of those particular value? So since there's only single statement in the for loop, so no need to include in the curly braces, right? No need to include in the curly braces. So here I'm initializing and here I'm putting. Okay. So next what I'm doing, I'm changing the memory locations here. So earlier it is 2. Now I have made it as 4. So now I'm allocating using array. I have used the same uh, name. So instead of same name, let's use different one. So I'll make it as only array. Okay. So array. Yeah. So in this array, I'm storing the ptr1. So whatever the ptr1 value is there, so that will be copied to this particular new location. So again, elements. So elements I'm specifying as 4. Okay, 4 followed by this size of 2. It is nothing but mentioning the how much of memory I'm going to specify. So you can see the syntax here. So I need to specify the size here, right? Size. So this is the another way of specifying the size. So what is the size of integer? So it is 4 byte. So I have how many elements? 4 elements. So 4 into 4, right? So 4 is 16. So the new value I am giving is 16. So here how many? Here only two of size 4. So 2 star 4 is 8. So I have allocated 4 bytes of memory locations here. So but here I'm allocating 16 bytes of memory allocation, right? So I'm changing the size of a size here, right? So this is how you can use this realloc function. So here also you can specify int start. Okay, so again I'm printing those value. So you can see that from third position I'm storing the values, since 1 and 2 values are already initialized. So I have allocated the third and fourth memory location, so that I'm initializing here, and then I'm printing the values which are there in the memory. Okay, and then I'm freeing the memory which I have assigned using malloc function, malloc using dynamic functions. Okay, so I need to include another free pointer because I have used 2. So you can see that array and array dynamic. So these are the 2 variables. So I need to free those memory. Yeah. So now it will work fine. So you can see that we need to specify the hash include. What is the header file? What is the header file that we need to use? Yes, please answer.
stdlib.
std lib.h. So you can see that first only two memory locations are there, 0 and 1. So that's what I have initialized here, 0 and 1. Okay, and I'm printing those values here. And now I've changed the size to 4. Then I have initialized only from I equal to 2. So 0, 1 already initialized with these values, right? So suppose, okay, I already initialized. So suppose I will change so that you will not come to know. So, so first I will initialize 10 and 11, then 2 and 3. So you can see that the previous values will be copied. Is this error? Dot slash a dot dot double free or corruption fast stop. What code? So you can see that first I initialize 10, 11. Okay. So the same values are copied to the new memory location 10 and 11. So again I have initialized the third and fourth memory location using index value. So index of 5. So that is what it is printing. But what is this? Okay, I will see this error later. Okay. So this is how you need to create a dynamic memory. Any doubt here? Okay. So these three functions are basic functions. So you need to be perfect on this. Any doubt? Okay. Please remember the syntax. Okay. CLOC, MLOC, and realloc. So can you try out? Can you try creating an array of say 20 or 10 memory locations? So here is some function to store marks of n students and calculate average marks. Say suppose if I give n students as 10, then you need to calculate the average marks using dynamic. You need to allocate the memory using dynamic memory locations. Okay. So how you can access? So you can access a particular memory location using like this ptr plus I for reading the value, and for printing the value, for taking the value from the memory, you need to specify the star within the and you need to specify the address within the brackets. Okay, so this is how you can access the value. Can you try this example? Can you try this and can you share the code? Can you share the screen? Those are doing with the PC, they can share. Otherwise, those are not doing. Can you write down the syntax? Can you write down this program? Can you write down?